Greetings! What's up? And a very warm welcome to the channel. The sun is shining and the magpie is casting. Coming at you guys right now with a live 1 vs 1 battle featuring, spawning in the south, it's going to be the Wehrmacht pieces of RTN Talisman. And spawning in the north, it's going to be the Soviet forces of a bunch of punctuation and the number 3. So I guess I might just call him 3. The map today is going to be this new map, once again, featuring on the channel. It's going to be Crossroad. Whoops, camera malfunction there. Yep, so Crossroad here. Going to be the map. This, of course, is a new community map, which they're trying out on the map pool. And I have to say, I'm really excited about it. It seems like a really cool map. It's a really balanced map, as far as I can tell, anyway. There are a couple of god buildings, these ones in the middle, but they seem like easy enough for anybody to access. So there's no inherent spawn bias, as far as I can tell yet. Although, you know, having said that, I've only seen a few games on this map so far, but I usually really like open mixed cover environments like this. They just seem to make for nice tactical plays, and also don't seem to favor any particular faction too heavily. So yeah, this seems to be a really sound map, and I'm excited to have it in the pool. Now let's take a looky here. I mean, how on earth, by the way, do you come up with a screen name like this? There was a time when I used to play a lot of first-person shooters, you know, like Battlefield, what was it, Call of Duty, Halo, stuff like that. And if somebody had a screen name like this, it was like one of my pet hates, because you'd be trying to tell them something like, oh my god, you're about to get shot in the head by a dude standing right behind you. And unless you can actually pronounce their name, it's so hard to convey that information. You're like, you! Hackster Sniper 3XYZ. There's a guy behind you, and by the time you've said that, he's dead. And in this case, it would be like, you, square bracket, 3, square bracket, underscore, slash, hyphen, slash, angle bracket, slash, angle bracket, slash, hyphen, slash, angle bracket, euro sign. Yeah, you see, he's definitely been sniped in the face. Anyway, let's pay some attention to what these two players are actually doing, because that is why we're all here. Seems like Talisman going for a fairly standard-ish Wehrmacht opening. He's gone for the good old infantry company, not trying anything fancy like what we saw Yezelin try recently on this map. He's got the MG42, he's got the Grenadiers here. He's actually doing some pretty good work against these Soviet engineers who find themselves pinned in the graveyard. Never where you want to be. He's also going for a Wehrmacht sniper, so yeah, it's all pretty standard stuff. He looks like he's going to try and play a pretty typical Wehrmacht game so far. No signs that he's going to try anything nuts. No signs that he's going to overly rely on anything, you know, insane. He does have Mech Reg here, which is one of those transformational doctrines, which can sort of, you know, gives you some options to mess about with your tech tree. But if you're going to go Mech Reg, you almost always go up to the, you almost always get your the mechanized building, and you almost always get your infantry company as well. So he could still do that. As for 3 here, it seems like he hasn't actually... Oh, no, he has actually. He's just now constructing his support weapon Campanile, so we're going to see him probably go for a few Maxims to back up these conscripts, and he'll also have access to the Zis guns and the mortars, so going to be a reasonably balanced and standard early game from him as well. So far, the early fights going mostly in the way of Talisman, but the map presence afforded to the Soviet player has enabled him to actually dominate a reasonable amount of the map. Here, if I crack the tactical map, you can see what I mean. Actually, more of this map than I thought, based on how well the fights have been going for Talisman, is actually going into 3's favor here. And actually, he's going to make a dart back here for the cutoff. This is super relevant. Oh, no. No, he's just... Where are these guys going then, eh? I would have thought for sure he would have stopped and grabbed this cutoff. That would have been denying a munitions point, a fuel point, and a couple of others. So, okay, he's going to think better of it. Maybe he had some kind of a plan to get up behind this MG42. But he'll just settle here for decapping this cutoff point. Good plays there, I guess. That will deny a lot of resources. Looks like flamethrowers have already come up on the Soviet engineers, and he's going to use them to push these grenadiers away. Pioneers here with flamers, likewise for the Wehrmacht forces, going to push these conscripts away, and that is actually going to crucially prevent this decap. So that's a reasonably impactful play there for Talisman. Conscripts up here in the north are probably going to find this MG42 waiting. There we go, and that'll force them back. Whoa, they're actually making a lot of ground here. I haven't checked the tech to see if Molotovs are unlocked. I doubt it. I will check in just a second. Wow, we've got a PM41 mortar on the field as well, actually. Pretty unusual stuff here for 3. Let's just quickly check the tech here. So no Molotovs, in fact, no Soviet HQ upgrades at all. So probably we're going to see... There we go, there come the... Nope. Sorry, I thought we were going to see medics there. A second mortar. Controversial. 3 actually trying something a bit unusual. He's going to have to get this mortar out of here, and he does. Whoa, they just stay to take another shot. This is hazardous. But I think they are actually going to escape. Bang! That's a reasonable hit there. Not quite gibbing one of those pioneers, but awfully close. The Wehrmacht sharpshooter is now up to Why can't I assign him a control group? Have they broken that as well? How? What? That's really weird. Okay, I can't assign him a control group. Oh, Relic. Okay, well, there's probably a really good reason for that, which I'm just kind of missing because I'm casting, and I tend to miss a lot when I'm casting. But anyway, looks like we've got a fight being taken here. Good push out here from the Soviet player 3. Conscripts, flamethrowers in good positions, but an LMG-42 has finished on these grenadiers. Whoa, rifle grenade coming out. Ah, wow. Given the accuracy and the placement on that rifle grenade, I would have expected more grenadiers to get detonated, but only one, actually. But this LMG-42 is cutting in from the flank here and doing brutal damage, securing a Star of Veterancy onto these grenadiers, and they're going to keep hooning away. What happened to the Wehrmacht sniper? Okay, he was forced back during all this, so he was unable to be supporting, but look at the amount of damage. Grenadiers in a good location with the LMG-42 will just mow down Soviets all day, and that they're doing. The two mortars back here, though, are going to start displacing these LMG Grenadiers, although they've now found the weapon teams, and look how fragile these weapon teams are. These Grenadiers are going to get some real work done, forcing one of them back. 222 going to be the choice here for Talisman. Bear in mind, of course, since the February 25th patch, that 222 now does have like about a third extra health. So much better unit, basically, and it feels better. Like, it really just feels better. That unit was way too fragile before. Like, it just wasn't quite worth it. Now it feels like a proper choice that Wehrmacht can actually use. And that excites me. It really does. Let's see, we got down here in the south, we got these pioneers going to be pushing up, taking some ground. 222 in position here. Ooh, not seen this camo for a while. You know, I couldn't even name that camo. It's kind of winter vomit camo, but I'm sure that's not what it's actually called. These mortar squads are being so aggressive. He keeps running them right on out. I would just put them in this nice medium cover here. That would be really nice. But anyway, 222 going to find some conscripts here, and it seems like oh, here we go. 80 grenades coming. Medics have finished here for the Soviet player 3, so he's going to have some options here to bring some game against this 222, which he's going to need. Because otherwise, of course, I mean, look at this lineup here. You know, the 222 beats everything on the field right now for the Soviet player. And actually, I guess he's had to research AT grenades and build the medics, but the Soviet player's army a little smaller than I'm used to seeing right now. He's down at 34 supply under 45, so right now Talisman definitely in the ascendancy. He's going to be able to shove this Soviet army around a little bit. And I'm kind of amazed that Talisman's field presence isn't that great, although if I crack the tack, you can see he's basically unopposed down here in the south, so he is going to start pushing up and taking a bit more ground. And wow, the 222 is going to make a move in mid here. He needs to be careful, though, because here come the AT grenade conscripts. Nice kiting here from Talisman, just in the nick of time. Going to save himself from getting tagged there and make that Ura all for naught. So nicely done there from Talisman. 3's munitions there, going to be thwarted. It is only 10 munitions for an Ura, though, right? So, yeah. So that's not so bad. He has to be careful, actually. Mortars actually are a reasonable counter to a stationary 222, so these two PM41s can do some real work. We saw in that game with Jazzlin against the British player. The British mortar pit can actually do a number on these 222s. They even stay still for just an instant. Anyway, Flamer Pioneer is going to get up into a good building here. That's going to enable them to displace this mortar, and this is a precarious position right now for the Soviet player. I do worry the Wehrmacht sniper is here. He's going to start busting skulls. Bang! My skill increases. He's going to start just capping off these Soviet engineers. The 222 largely unopposed. Here comes some conscripts at last. Is Talisman going to see these guys and kite back? Here comes the Ura. He is going to kite. Talisman, so good with the timing on that kiting, actually. That's really nice. And with these Flamer Pioneers here, these conscripts can't directly chase, or if they do, they're going to get kind of burninated. So he's going to have to give them a wide berth. A couple of Grenadier squads here looking to get into this building, but actually, the conscripts are going to duke them out of it. And these conscripts are in a good position to get some damage done onto these Grenadiers. Now here come the Flamer Pioneers. They're going to come across and try and burn out these conscripts. There we go. And that will force the fallback. So savvy plays here from Talisman, using his composition combined with some sweet micro and positioning here to take convincing fights against 3, neutralizing 3's advantages. You know, the Uras, the AT grenades, these mortars, all being made to look a little bit redundant, like, well, I don't know, kind of not useless, but just not very good here. Talisman clearly a seasoned Wehrmacht operator. In fact, yeah, I've seen him playing a lot of Wehrmacht actually. Now I think about it. So yeah, he's going to be getting the job done with these units. Panzer Grenadiers now being added into the mix as well, and that's really that could be really spicy. If you look at the minimap, he has managed to claim most of the south. Finally, the AT grenade finds this 222. But there are Pioneers here to help. The 222's gun is still functional, so it's going to be able to push these conscripts away. Sniper gets into this building. Going to bust Vasily's skull there. There we go. Bang. Whoa, these Pioneers getting a bit low. There we go. There comes the fallback. And yeah, I mean, taking an AT grenade there, you know, mildly inconvenient. Going to force this 222 out of circulation for a while, but you know, it's nothing to write home about. Talisman's going to be fine about this. Here are the Panzer Grenadiers. They're coming out onto the field now, and this is a really nice choice as well. Like, look at this force on the top right here, right? These Panzer Grenadiers will just destroy all of these units. You know, their mid-range firepower with those STG-44s, their accuracy is so good. So that's a smart choice. S-Minefield also being deployed here in the middle. Again, savvy stuff from Talisman, who looks to be taking a firm lead in this game. Now, there is, of course, a T-70 coming out for the Soviet player 3 here. That does, of course, tell us that he has his Tank V battalion command, of course. So yeah, T-70 coming out, pretty standard, but I mean, this is reasonably late now. The fuel income for 3 has been fairly low. Oh, bundle grenade coming down with this building. Nice dodge, though, from the Soviet player. Whoa, one of them just getting cut down by some shrapnel. Oh, that's a touch unlucky. No, whoa, these grenadiers biting off way more than they can chew. Here comes the T-70, though. There is no... Oh, there is a pack gun on the field. Sorry, I take that back. There is a pack gun on the field. That just now entering the field, though, so it's going to be a way away from helping here. These Panzer Grenadiers don't have Shreks or anything close to it, so they're going to have to fall back. And there could actually be a squad wipe forthcoming here. This T-70 getting some great hits. Fantastic spree of hits. And just like that, the Soviet player is able to wipe out a 360 manpower investment here for Artyom Talisman. And that's the beginnings of... I mean, that's exactly what he needs to do to get back into this game, you know? And it looks like he might even find this MG42 here. He knows it's around here. If he engaged scout mode, he'd see it straight away, actually. But he's not going to... He's not actually going to find it. So Talisman able to just hide that MG42 just in the fog of war there. Going to find these Grenadiers, though. That's going to force an instant callback. There it comes. And I'd be amazed if the squad wipe came down on these Grenadiers. But, you know, the Panzer Grenadiers... Oh, this cannon on the T-70 is just doing grimy work. Oh, this is savage. Even the mortar crew picking off one of these Grenadiers with their rifles. 222 comes in to try for the assist. Now the T-70 is going to change target and go for the 222. That does make sense. Pack gun here at the back as well. Going to force this T-70 out of there. So Talisman able to save those Grenadiers. That would have been a grievous loss. Those Grenadiers have a Star of Veterancy and an LMG-42. So that would have been really unfortunate. This 222 is looking so spicy. Up to 2 stars now. Ugh, but the mortar is a good hit. So, I don't know, here's a point of discussion then. Like, these 2 PM-41 Soviet mortar squads, well, I mean, what do you guys think? I'm kind of the opinion that they haven't really been very good this game. I think 1 would have been fine, but 2 just seems to have kind of been a liability. Maybe this is a style that 3 is really comfortable with. Maybe he had plans for these squads that were frustrated by Talisman's excellent micro and field control. But I don't know, it seems to me like he would have been better off with, you know, I don't know, maybe a Zis gun or something to help this 222. Or I don't know, some Maxims actually would have been really nice. Speaking of Maxims, actually, we do have some now just coming out onto the field, taking up position in this building here. And actually, you know, look at the minimap here. 3 is so far from being out of this, despite having an inferior composition. Although that is only just inferior now. Actually, these 2 armies are more or less evenly matched. Yeah, 3's taking some great field control. You know, he holds the South VP. He's managed to disrupt the southern fuel point as well. He's kind of taking the mid VP here. Minesweepers here going to take care of this S minefield. So actually maybe 3 is a more competent player than I've kind of like been feeling so far. Like, this is looking reasonably smooth right now. Oh wow, the T-70 is going to come on down here. The Wehrmacht sniper is in jeopardy. He's going to try and hide it here. Meanwhile, there's an engagement about to happen in the north of the map, probably. But I'm just going to focus on this T-70 as it takes shots into those Grenadiers. The sniper here is, of course, just going to maintain camo on hold fire. He's going to be fine. These Grenadiers are actually not even going to fall back. They're just going to go and decap the fuel point. I like this a lot from Talisman. Very cheeky. There we go. Oh, he falls back just an instant before the fuel point is decapped. That's frustrating. Oh, he's going to fall back the sniper as well. That's risky. The sniper was in camo. Or, oh, but the reversing arc on that T-70 was going to detect him. This is why Talisman falls back. Now, he does have Grenadiers in position. A Panzerfaust could easily hit this T-70, and it does. The engine gets damaged. So, where's the pack gun in all this? Oh, the pack gun is way away. It isn't in no position to be able to capitalize here. Demo charge on the central VP, though. Let's keep an eye out for that. It's been, like, demo charges have just been so brutal in recent times that I've been watching. They've almost been, like, guaranteed squad wipes. I'd say, like, the last 7 or 8 demo charges I've seen deployed have been squad wipes. So, yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on this one here. Soviet engine is also putting mines down in mid. Loads of mines, actually. Oh, wow, mines on all the approaches to mid. So 3 here, actually quite the spicy player. I'm really liking what I'm seeing from him. And Talisman, actually, the score gap is closing, and he's actually in a really hard position. All his units up here just aren't really achieving very much. Here comes an Ostwind, though. And that's going to be enough easily to bully back this bully back this T-70. He's also destroyed the mines and all of the engineer squads. Really unlucky for 3 there. AT grenade's going to come down off these conscripts. That's going to break the engine, but the T-70 is forfeit. And there's no Zisgun on the field right now to capitalize on this engine-busted Oswin. So Talisman's just going to be able to use this Oswin here as just almost like a gun turret, like a stationary platform here. Oh, he's going to push it forwards. Ooh, that's a touch aggressive. But yeah, Talisman's got all these forces up here in the north. MG, Pioneers, 222, Pack Gun, which have been really idle for like the last reasonably long phase of play. And that's a problem. He's going to see these conscripts here. So they're going to get suppressed. There we go. And Talisman is active at least in the south as well, so this isn't the end of the world. But this last phase of play has definitely been favouring 3. Now the Oswin here, I believe it hit another set of mines, so that's why it's down on half health. Oh, the Zisgun in a great position though. This Oswin is pushing forward so aggressively. Talisman, what are you like? Oh my god, he doesn't have smoke. There's no Pan's attacker at the moment. He could pick a commander and use smoke. Oh, okay. He could have quickly picked mobile death and then use smoke there. Okay, and after the Osman goes down, he's actually going to pick Lightning Roar. So I like this choice. I do like this choice. I much prefer it over Mobile Death generally, so this seems fine. Whoa, Maxim here in a great position. These Vermac forces are in a real pickle here. Conscripts come up from the rear here. They get a nice AT grenade onto this 222, breaking the engine once again. And the Pack Gun and this MG42 are probably going to be forced to reposition here because this Maxim's going to push them away. Meanwhile, in the middle of the map, this Vermac Sniper is on 24 kills, so that's one thing that's so going, Talisman's way, and he's going to start picking down this Zisgun. That Zisgun's going to need to reposition, actually, although the Sniper actually now taking fire from this mortar squad. You know, 5 guys with rifles can do work against a Vermac Sniper, and here come a load of conscripts here, concave of conscripts coming in. Minesweeper here for Talisman is taking care of the remaining mines in mid, and Talisman has handily taken back the middle VP. The south of the map also looking really good, so Talisman actually has 3 backed into a pretty small, a pretty compacted position here. If you look at the minimap, you can see what I mean. And this is a dangerous time right now. LMG-42 Grenadiers being dominant in this building as well. If he can get an MG-42 into this building, that would be so nice. Panzer IV going to be the choice for Talisman behind this. He does also have the munitions for the relief infantry, so if he wants to go for a fat push, what's that, 200 munitions? Oh, just 90? What? Sorry, what? Just 90? Okay, that's pretty cool. So anyway, if he wants to use that to get some Ostropin, if he wants to use that and then be really aggressive and go for a sledgehammer attack here, I think like what he could do is use it, go for a sledgehammer attack, be really aggressive, like do as much damage as he can, fall back all of his squads, and then come in with the reinforced Ostropin and all of his squads again, and it would be like a 1-2 punch, which may be able to knock 3 out right now. Like 3's composition right here is pretty fragile. If he loses this Zisgun especially, he's basically out. Whoa, these mortars actually doing some really good work against these Grenadiers who are on very low health and clustered together. So Talisman, there we go, there comes the fallback, so he is going to save that squad. Here comes the Panzer IV just now. No pintle-mounted MG-42 coming, actually, which surprises me slightly. Going to be using attack ground here to fire through the line of sight blocker, try and find this mortar team. No luck so far, but that is going to force this mortar team to reposition shortly, I would have thought. Here for the Soviet player. Now, is there a... Yeah, of course there's a medical bunker. Talisman knows what he's on about. Just making sure. It's been a while since I've come to check out the Axis base. And I wonder if he's going to be content to just wait for the Tiger tank. You have to think he probably is, actually. Based on his fuel income, plus 29 is pretty good. He needs, like, 2.5 more command points. So, yeah, he's going to be going for the Tiger tank for sure. MG-42 does get set up in this building. Unfortunately, the initial arc is absolutely woeful, so it's going to have to spend precious time repositioning. But now that it has, it's going to find a lot of weapon teams in its arc. Maxim in a nice position there, and that's actually going to suppress these Grenadiers in negative cover as they try to cross this road. And a reasonable position here for 3, who's going to move his Zisgun to try and find this Panzer IV, which at the moment is just too far away. And whoa. And the game is going to end. So... I feel like that was really, really, really far from over, but 3 apparently has just had enough. Maybe he thought he was never going to get out from under that. I mean, there was no doubt he was in a bad place, but, you know, he's floating like 200-odd fuel. You know, he could have had an IS-2 to deal with the Tiger tank when that came. I feel like that was a rage quit, really, and I'm not even sure what prompted it. But yeah, this is a nice position for Talisman, you know, having the MG-42 in this building, having the LMG-42 Grenadiers here, having the Panzer IV pushing, you know, it's a pretty precarious position for the Soviet player, so, I don't know, that seems like it was far from over. I would have fought that one through. Anyway, I'm going to hop back into the live games lobby and try and find another game to cast, so for now, this is Magpie 842, signing out.